Okay, guys, so welcome to or welcome back. Um, Today's video is a souvenir of the beginning. You know, despise not the day of humble beginnings. We all have to start somewhere, and wherever your somewhere is, wherever your new beginning is, you know, you have to allow the grace of God to take you from level to level and glory to glory. You have to speak life over your situation. You have to uh, think yourself happy. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to down myself. I'm not going to say all the mistakes I did in this video, as evident as they are. I'm just going to believe God that what God has for me is for me. And He can, just like the Bible says, teach our hands to war. He can also give us skill. You know, it is God that gives us power to get wealth. It is God that gives us knowledge of witty inventions. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm just stepping out on faith and I'm enjoying every minute of it. The only thing is that it's very humbling to rewatch it and to know the outcome. It's like while I'm doing it, I'm excited about it, you know, but doing these voiceovers, it's like, um, you gonna upload that? Yes, I'm going to upload that because like I said at the beginning, this is a video souvenir of where I started at. So I'm cool with that because I believe that, everything has to have Rome wasn't built in a day. So here I'm just pinning the two sides together. And one thing I will say is this material is really thin. It was purchased at Walmart, I want to say 2 yards or 4 yards for $2. It's in a video. I guess it should have been in this video, but I'm sorry. It was very affordable. So I'm getting ready to find out that fat meat is greasy. I'm getting ready to find out that this material, when you do a back stitch, is going to jam. It's going to cause your thread to do a bird's nest, and you're going to have to constantly fix it. Back stitch, forward stitch. My machine is like, what is this? My machine was just chewing this material up. So, if I had to give you any suggestions, I would say, no, I didn't add that clip in there. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Okay, so I would give you the tip on anywhere you're going to stitch it. If you can add some the stuff that you iron on or any type of hem, if you can make it thicker, just make it thicker. The thin material is what gets caught in the machine. So anyway, I finally got that down on putting the pins in there facing the direction to make it easier to pull out. Every time I do a project, I get better and better. So if I sound like I'm tired or my voice is shaking, y'all, it's because I'm laying down while I'm doing this voiceover. I don't think that's against the law. I mean, because I got like 3 or 4 videos in my phone that I need to get uploaded, and I can't do that until I do a voiceover. So bear with. Look at that stitching. Look at that stitching. Yeah. So as I'm doing it, as I'm hands-on with it, I develop questions. And that's how I learn. I learn by getting in there, doing it, and then like, wait a minute, and if I do it like this, then maybe I should do it like this, or this is what I need to know. So it's like, I don't know what you would call that, but instead of just listening to all the answers at one time and trying to remember them and make sense of them, it's like, no, let me get in there, do it, and whatever don't make sense, I'm gonna have a question for it. And that's the video that I look up and keep going from there. So it's all about stepping out on faith. It's all about, if you be willing and obedient, you shall eat the good of the land. It's all about trusting God with the process, every process. In all labor, there's profit. Um, Sometimes the profit is not financial, but rather um, satisfying, as far as, um, when things are, when the desire is accomplished, is sweet to the soul, right? So it's like, sometimes you just need to know that you can. You need to have that liberty and that freedom to be able to express yourself creatively. And that's why, some people have fought so hard to keep um, arts and crafts in the schools, because some kids don't come alive until they're doing arts and crafts. They might not be big in the academics, and, they might just be barely getting by in the physical, like, physical education. But when it comes to arts and crafts, I remember being in the 6th grade, and in our shop class, we did like some sort of putting clay in the furnace and, making stuff. And it was like everybody was super impressed with my work all the time, whether it was art, whether it was shop, even in home ec. It was like, that's where I excelled at. So I know it's just a matter of time before I get this and run with it. I'm not even tripping off that. Especially when you see the end results. Like, I'm not even tripping off that. This is just part of the process, as I said. But yeah, those arts and crafts, those DIYs, you know, all that's important, because God didn't give everybody everything, you know, but he gave everybody something. So it's like, your something may have to be unlocked with the door of, you know, creativity. While some people, they're more strategic and more um, studious, and they just get numbers. Not to say I don't get numbers, because I can count, but I don't know. I just love creating. So where are we at in this video? Let's see. Stitching it together. I tell you, I say it every time, this is the fun part. Watching them stitches go in there. I would suggest that if you really want to get good at sewing, make sure you do something every day with your sewing machine, whether it be uh 20 to 30 stitches, um and get familiar with what each stitch looks like, and then, like, on another day, switch it and do that stitch on a different tension level. Just get familiar with your machine. So you see that zipper? That zipper is much better than the first zipper I put in. You got to be able to see the progress. And it's the right side out, right side in. It's in there correctly. But I'm just trying to figure out, those little slants right there. I'm like, what would make me? But we're gonna figure it out. I guess this would be a good point for me to. Okay, so here I'm pulling out the dress I got from Tamu, whatever. Just to show y'all, I'm like, I gotta compare this fabric. It's the same thing. Temu has the audacity to sell dresses that are super, super thin, paper thin, no structure, no lining. And I mean, granted, they're very, very inexpensive. You can buy a gang of them, and and I almost did. I had so many, I had so many in my basket, and I ran across a couple of reviews where they was like, yeah, I did get one of my dresses, or yeah, that was the main one. So I was like, okay, so if people are not getting their items, that right there, oh, excuse me, I had to get situated. That right there should let you know not to buy in bulk. Clearly they're having a hard time keeping up with, what item goes in what. So I was like, let me just get one and let me try out, see if because some people said they didn't even get their package. And I'm like, I don't play around. I don't care how much money it is. If I order something off your website, I do not want to have to dispute with nobody. Like, it's not here. So I just ordered that one. And child, when I seen it, I felt so disappointed. But I'm like, you get what you pay for. But if Temu can put dresses out there like that, I mean, clearly I can learn how to make them and make them better quality. It's like I can do bad by myself and blame myself. So if I'm gonna be walking around here with a thin dress on, anyway, I know where I'm going with that. It's late. I'm kind of tired, but I'm gonna keep going. So also, I hope to give y'all quality videos one day. And I believe it's coming. I want to thank you to everyone who has hung in there with me thus far. I started this channel out by doing, okay, so let me explain this. Somebody saying, please do. Okay, so I was working on doing darts on this paper, this material. And so it got to the point where I was like, this little, scrap, whatever, of nothing but darts is looking like it could be something. So I was trying to figure out what to do about the back of that skirt or the front of that skirt. And I said, let me just sew these together and, don't be afraid to think outside the box, right? Y'all better get back in that box. No, I'm just playing. But yeah, so I thought that this would solve the problem of not having nothing in the back of the skirt or the front of the skirt. But y'all, So again, you got to trust God with the process. And you have to remember a lot of people that are successful now. You got to remember their story and their testimony. We overcome Satan by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of our testimony. And that probably does not apply right here for this concept, but again, I'm tired and it seemed like it would fit, so I said it. But oh, the video is almost over, y'all. We made it. Thanks.